fun on a debt-free journey and why that is probably not the right answer or the right move. And I'm telling you this based off of experience, right? So when I basically started my debt-free journey a few years ago, I felt like I needed to eliminate all things fun from my budget. Like, I needed to solely focus on making sure that I was able to pay down this debt, highly focus on the debt. Like, there was no other outlet for me but to work, side hustle, do whatever I could to make this money to be able to pay it off. And I don't think I ever let go of that mindset, which is scary to say, and which is something I don't really talk about much, but I let it go for a long time. I let the idea of having fun go for a long time, and I don't know how to bring it back. I'm trying. I don't know how to bring it back. It's like once I fell into the financial space and personal finance and understood how much debt I had, which was like $41,000, and just kind of like beating myself up about it. Like it happened, I beat myself up about it. I found out about the numbers. I beat myself up some more. I worked my ass off. I didn't give myself anything. And I just felt like at that point, I didn't deserve to have fun. I felt like the only thing I needed to focus on was paying off that $41,000 worth of debt as quickly as possible. And that lasted like a year and a half. Like my debt free journey was 2.5 years, but the idea of not including any fun lasted about a year and a half. And honestly, y'all, it was freaking hell. It was like absolutely hell. I was depressed. I was working all these hours. I was doing Instacart. I was doing DoorDash. I was doing Postmates. I was working my regular 9 to 5. And like, yeah, the money was coming in and I had something to show for it on the back end, right? Like I was paying off debt. I was making all these payments. But I was so depressed. I was like posting on Instagram about my debt free journey. Like, yeah, you guys see the payments I'm making, but you don't see what I'm feeling like. Like, you don't understand how exhausted and tired I am, and how I'm at that point, I really wasn't pouring into myself. So, about a year and a half into my debt free journey, I was like, this is not sustainable. Like this is not sustainable for anyone. So what I decided to do is that I decided to say, okay, I'm going to start taking 10% of my side hustle money and I'm going to use it guilt free, right? So whatever that looked like, whether it be going to the movies, buying a book, cheap self-care from various stores, like I just decided to pour into me. And that 10%, honestly, coming just from my side hustle, made me want to work more. It made me want to say, all right, Selma, if you go out and you make $200, right, only $20 is for you. How can you make sure you get yourself, your guilt-free 10% to $50, to $60, to $70 a week, right? And it just started looking like, all right, I know I can side hustle, but I know that although I'm taking care of the debt, I'm also taking care of myself as well in the moment, right? So the debt is getting handled, but I'm also taking care of myself. And it was a game changer for me. Like it was such a game changer for me, and it worked for a while. And then I got out of debt, celebrated that. And then I now feel like, not that I'm on the debt free journey anymore, but while I'm investing, while I'm saving, I pour a lot of money into those accounts. And sometimes I also feel like I don't do enough for myself still on a day to day basis. Now, yeah, I may take a trip for my birthday, but there are things that I could possibly be doing in the moment right now that would absolutely make me feel good. Like, and I needed to start incorporating having some of those things back into my life. Because I in my head, I'm like, you work, right? You work a 9 to 5. You're doing your clinical hours. So you have a second job from 4 to 7, right? You're in your master's program. So you're doing that from like 7 to 9:30. And it's like, well, when do you have time to do stuff for you, right? You're in a space where you're making now great money. And outside of going on a trip here and there, you don't do anything to make yourself happy on a day to day basis. And not that that always has to be financial, but that I should include those little financial things that do make me happy on a day to day basis because I think it's important. It's my elbow allergy. Okay, no. I think it's important to include those things on a day to day basis. So, what I ended up doing was I ended up getting like a frosted wallet where I labeled things that I wanted to do for myself. And it comes in the form of like self care. So, I have a self care tab. I have a house tab, so anything I may want to buy for my condo, I have money for that. I have an entertainment tab. I have one for vacations, but not like my big vacations, just like weekend road trips that I might want to do. I love to drive. I love an open road. So anything for a weekend road trip, that'll always pour back into my soul, into my spirit, and make me happy. I have one for hobbies because I love to crochet, and I realized I haven't crocheted in years. I haven't crocheted in years. So this wallet allows me to put money in there every week based on, wherever I'm pulling money from, whether it be my business, my main income, my side hustle, wherever the money comes, it just allows me to pull money and spend it. Like, say, all right, Selma, you saved, you invested, you paid your bills, everything is up to date, you're good. Now pour into yourself as well. So for me, this has been like a game changer so far because I got money in these envelopes, right? Like there is money in here. And I know that I have done everything else outside of that, that this money is for me. And I don't have to automatically think, oh, the money could be going somewhere else. It could be going here. No, that's a full stop. The money can't go anywhere but where it is currently at. And it is for me, right? So if you're like on a debt free journey and you're not pouring into yourself, I'm telling you, it's gonna be depressing. It's not gonna be fun. A lot of people really stop their journey because it's like it becomes like a tedious task of work, pay, work, pay, work, pay, and you're not including yourself in that. So even if you have like a small budget, my favorite thing to do is go to Five Below and buy items that are self-care, buy like the little journals that they have, give me a little $25 and I'm gonna get me 4 to 5 items and I'm gonna make it work because that's what makes me happy. So it's all about finding out what's going to make you happy as you go on your journey because thinking that you can't go out to eat, that you can't go on a trip, that you can't buy yourself anything, clothes wise, jewelry, whatever, that you can't buy yourself thing is going to make the journey depressing. What I will say is that even though I did have my 10%, I also had milestone goals that I celebrated. So when I paid off $5,000, I celebrated. When I paid off $10,000, I celebrated. I made sure that I started including myself because I'm telling you that first year and a half of just feeling like this is what you need to do. You don't eat out. You don't go to the movies. You don't do anything for yourself. You don't spend money. The only money you spend is going towards, your debt. Mm-mm. I wouldn't recommend that. I wouldn't recommend that. And sometimes, if I'm being honest, it was also just hard to still spend that money guilt free in the moment, right? So when I was giving myself that 10%, it was like, I know it's for me, but why doesn't it feel as guilt free as I want it to feel? And it was just about really telling myself, like training my mind to know that, like, it's not that I think I deserve, it's I know I deserve this and so much more. And that's what helped me truly pay off $41,000 worth of debt. Is like, I know I deserve this little 10% that I'm giving myself right now. I know I deserve way more than that. And I want to put more of my own money back in my pocket, right? The debt-free journey allowed me to put a lot of my money back in my pocket where now I save so much money. I invest so much money. I take great, amazing trips that I have fun on. But now it's getting back just to incorporating day-to-day fun, day-to-day activities that make me happy. Books always make me happy. Crocheting makes me happy. Like it has to be something outside of make the money, pay off debt, make the money, save, make the money, invest. It has to be more than that. Like and that's currently what I'm learning. Even now to this day, it's currently what I'm learning. It's no longer make the money, pay off debt, but for me, my mindset is make the money, save, invest because you're behind. And it's like, you know what? I still have to live for me in this moment right now. Like Selma right now still has to be happy, just like Selma in the future will be happy for all the work that I'm doing now. But me right in this present moment is saying, girl, take your money, take your wallet, go out, do whatever it is that's going to make you happy. Give yourself money for you to have in the moment, for you to be able to enjoy, because you know that one thing you have learned about yourself is that you take care of business, right? I make shit shake. Like when it comes to doing something, I'm going to do it. But sometimes when it comes to doing something for myself, it's hard. It's not easy. It's not easy. But it's about time that I incorporate me on a daily basis. I incorporate everyone else. I incorporate my job. I incorporate my second job. I incorporate my schoolwork. I incorporate all those things into my life. And sometimes I feel like I go to the wayside and I'm over it. I'm over it. I don't want that for myself anymore. I don't want, 5 years to come down the line and me feeling like I'm still in the rat race of make the money, save it, make the money, invest it, make the money, do this, make the money, do that. And I can't look back and see that I enjoyed every single day outside of that. Um, and that's my goal. My goal is to enjoy every single day outside of just what is it that I have to do as an adult, but feed my inner child, go into nature, whatever it is that my heart desires, I'm going to do it and I'm going to make sure I have the money to do it. That's it. I made sure I had the money to pay off debt. I make sure I have the money to save. I make sure I have the money to invest. And now it's about just making sure I have the money in this present moment to absolutely live my best life. So, if you are not including yourself in your budget, please do. Even if you're on a limited budget, find things that are within your price range that you're okay doing, or save up for it, right? Maybe one week you won't use your fund money to do anything and you save up for it for the following week, and you have 2 weeks worth of fund money and you take yourself out to happy hour. Because that's my spiel. You take yourself out to happy hour, you take yourself somewhere that's enjoyable for you. But I feel like we can do it on any budget. It may just be a little bit more prep work. It may just be a little bit more, deciding what you can fit within that budget. But don't go on this journey, because it is a journey. Money is a journey. The money is a journey, right? Don't go on the debt-free journey. Don't go on the investing journey. Don't go on the savings journey and not include yourself. So, yeah, I guess I'll start posting about now. What am I going to do with this money? What is it going to look like for me outside of scheduling life as an adult? What is it going to look like for Selma in the moment to also just be happy? So I think I'll start documenting me doing whatever it is. And honestly, sometimes it ain't even big. Sometimes it's just like I just want to lay on the couch and read a book, or read a real physical book that I can touch, I can smell, or sit down and crochet while I'm watching my favorite show over and over and over again. But include yourself in your budget, whether it's 5%, whether it's 10%. Now, don't go crazy, all right? Include yourself in your budget and make sure that you come first, because I'm telling you, taking care of your present self will automatically take care of your future self when you're managing your money properly. So, I'm excited to see what I'm going to do. I'm excited to train my mind to now say, Selma, you are deserving of things that are in the moment, because you've prepared for it, because you've worked for it, because you just deserve it without needing any other explanation besides, I want what I want. And honestly, I'm going to get it.